Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Greetings all, another video request for Asshole Consulting, and if you want to have a question answered, you need some kind of guidance or advice, and you don't trust the adults in your life, talk to me, go to assholeconsulting.com. Simon writes, Hi Cappy, I would like to hear your opinion on lean management. Currently I work in banking in a country, and lean management is a big thing over here. There's a big consultancy department in the bank that specializes in lean management. Now let's think about this. Wouldn't it be much more lean to bring in the lean, like just outsource that, like have a consultancy? If you're at a bank, you should focus on banking, not running an in-house consultancy. So what you would do if you were truly lean management, you would just use the temporary service of another consultancy outside of the bank to advise you on lean practices, and then get rid of that entire fucking division. So the irony is that you guys are not being lean because you're a fucking bank with the lean consulting division. Ugh. It's good to know that it's not just the United States, that it's foreign countries as well. Everyone's an idiot around the world. Periodically they invade other departments to tell how they can do everything better and how they can be more lean and so on. Nothing like generalists telling specialists what to do. This annoys me because those people don't deliver anything substantial. It is all common sense at best, disguised in fancy terminology such as Cousins and Can-Buy. And you're right, I looked this shit up. It's bullshit. These people are paid huge salaries, but to be honest, I hardly see them adding any real value. Given your banking experience, did you have to endure these kinds of endeavors as well? What is your opinion on lean management? You know mine, but I guess you're independent enough to disagree if you feel like it. Would love you to do a video on this. Please email me your price. Simon. Well, thank you for the email, Simon. Have I experienced anything like this in banking? No. We never had consultants come in at the banks that I worked because it was one of two things. Either I was at Wells Fargo and they did everything right, because as much as you want to bitch and whine about Wells Fargo, and there was room for improvement, they were very efficient, ruthlessly so, that if you work at Wells Fargo, you're just going to either burn out, or you're going to learn to and then they send you to a training facility. Is it in Phoenix, or is that U.S. Bank? Maybe it was U.S. Bank that had that. They have their cult facility where they brainwash all the cocksuckers, and you come back. I mean, and I've said this before, these people come back like they've lost their soul. They're not fun. They're not human. All they care about is Wells Fargo. I mean, they put the fucking tunic on and the toga and their Eloy, and they'll do whatever. The tone will sound, they'll go to the facility, and they'll ruin their lives. So in that particular case, they were already that efficient. But the shitty banks I worked for, I was basically the lean management guy, but I was never the consultant. I'm like, we could do this, or I would do my own business, my job. I'd like streamline things and all that. They're like, what's that? I'm like, it's Excel. I mean, we're not talking high-end shit here either. It's a chart. That shit where you guys do it by hand. Literally, some guys, like, with one finger typing, all these old baby boomer have-beens, never were's. I'm like, oh my God, like, how'd you do that? Like, how didn't you? Where have you been for the past fucking 25 years? Anyway, so I was lean because it makes sense, because it's logical, because you want to be efficient. And fuck for the sake of the company, so you don't have to dick around with mind-numbing, boring processes that are outdated and inefficient. Just want to get your work done so you can leave. Sorry, I keep getting locked out of here. So I never really had any consultants come in, but as you pointed out in your email and your request, it's common sense. You saw it, it's common sense. And I think that's the big thing that a lot of younger people got to realize, is just because it's consultant, MBA, or they got fucking gray hair and they're older than you, business is bullshit. It is all common sense. I know you guys are out there thinking, like, why didn't you get an MBA? There's something more for me to learn. There isn't. The bachelor's degree in business is bullshit. The MBA is even more bullshit. And you got to be even dumber to take that because you don't learn anything new, but you pay twice the price for the fucking education. So trust your gut on this is what I'm saying. Not just for the client Simon, but for every one of you younger people out there where you're like, well, I'm just going to start and work in business. Well, they must know something. No. If you're like, what the fuck are we doing this for? Why the fuck do I have to drive into work when I could do this at home? You're 100% correct. And if you don't believe me, look at the housing crisis. There you had like the best MBAs, the smartest people in the world, like totally being, they exposed themselves. It's the emperor has no clothes type of thing. Like they put up such a front with their suits and their bullshit. And I don't know what to Harvard, I got my MBA. They're hiding the fact that they're very average people and they don't know shit. And they're definitely not independent thinkers. So if you see something that doesn't make logical sense, or you come up like, why don't we, this is, like the guy in Die Hard, where it's the FBI guys come in, and there's the middle-aged baby boomer fuck with his helmet on, he's the manager, and then there's the younger guy down in the hole, manhole cover. And the FBI guys are talking to him, and they say, I want that building shut down. And then the middle-aged guy says, we can't, we gotta take out a whole city grid. And the guy's like, no, I got the switch right here, I can just shut down that building. And they're completely ignoring the little guy who like is way more technically savvy. He's like, I got it right here, I can shut it down. I'm like, shut the fucking grid or you lose your fucking job. And then he calls in, hey, can you take out grid 212? God, do I know that movie that well? I know the two. Well, anyway. And you hear the guy in there, take down a whole grid? Are you crazy? It's Christmas Eve. And that's the bullshit. You're the guy in that manhole. Like, like, I got the switch right here. I can do this. I can make your life so much. They don't want to hear about it, right? They're middle-aged, MBA-laden, managerial fucks. They're dumber than shit, and it's all show. It's all bullshit in business because the only skill you need to have in business is common sense. So I did look into a couple things to get a little more of a scientific and empirical opinion here. One, I want to refresh my mind about the IQs of business majors. And business majors, I'd looked at, now, of course, it depends on the source you want to cite. But if you look it up, they're the lowest non-liberal arts major there is. The liberal arts all have the lowest IQs. And then if you look at it, business major is the only one that fits in the liberal arts. It's that low. So it's the only non-liberal arts major that some liberal arts majors have higher IQs and are smarter than. Then it depends, like economics, finance, MIS, then those get a little bit higher because they're more specialized. But you are dealing with a pool of business majors and business management of the dumbest majors. Now, they did go to college, so they're smarter than the welfare bum or the bag lady on the street. So they are smarter than that, but not by much. You are dealing with very average people, and if you're an engineer or someone who's just smarter, it's going to be maddening to say, well, what the fuck, what am I not getting? What you're not getting is that you're smarter than them, and these guys are getting. So that's one thing. So you're not, when you see these managements and consultants and all that, your pool that you're dealing with are not intelligent people, so they have to bluff. It's like your dude, bro. Here's a perfect example. They're the $30,000 nares. These guys, like, they make $30,000 a year, but they dress up and they get bottle service in Vegas, and they get a car they can barely afford. So it's all show. It's all bullshit. And then when you actually meet them in person, you go behind the scenes and you see them for what they are, you find out it's all bullshit. That's exactly what these type of lean management people are. So, moving on, I looked up lean management. Here's the definition, and this is quoted multiple places. Lean management is an approach to running an organization that supports the concept of continuous improvement, a long-term approach to work that systematically seeks to achieve small incremental changes in processes in order to improve efficiency and quality. All right. So I went to the Lean Institute. They have an institute. Ooh! If you can't find a job, start a nonprofit and call it an institute. What is lean? What is the fucking website? Lean.org. Exactly, .org. What I fucking say. .org. That's like, my son has Down syndrome. .org, the Down syndrome of the internet. Oh, God. I'm not picking on the poor people with Down syndrome. I'm picking on these fucking idiots. The core idea is to maximize customer value. Now here's this. See, you're a fucking idiot because you didn't. This is where lean consultants. This is what they know that you don't. Okay, the core idea is to maximize customer value while now this is the intelligent part. Minimizing waste, huh? Simply, lean means creating more value for customers with fewer resources. No fucking shit. What do you think business and capitalism and free markets and competition has been since fucking forever? You fucking academians, you fucking worthless MBAs, you cocksucking business majors, you think you're so fucking brilliant when it's common fucking sense. Yes, Simon, it is common sense. Lean management is bullshit. They just attach the thing. Now, I guarantee you, if you want to go and Google search the names of the people who are in the lean department, you're gonna find the ass kissers and the cocksuckers. You're not gonna find any engineers. You're not gonna find anybody that produces any real value. I don't know what at this particular company that you're working at what it's like, but it's nothing. It's bullshit. I mean, what was it? Synergy. That was it. Synergy. See, we buy out this company. I had a whole fucking not class, but a third of the class was about synergies, and well, you see, it's synonymous and energy synergies. Oh my goodness, jerk off. I mean, it was like that, and the whole idea was like one company buys out another company, and you get because you have the same ground troops, and you cut management, you cut the fat, and because you don't need two presidents, you don't need two CEOs, and so you save a lot of money. And they call that synergy and this and that. And I'm like, and they just kept saying, and I'm like, yeah, we fucking got the concept. Oh, no. You have to read 100 pages about synergy and examples and flowgrams and diagram charts and all that. All bullshit. So this is just the latest thing. And what you're going to find in business is it's so true. And I am going to be writing a piece on this. Because business is common sense, they have to make it look like they're doing something. That they always have to be on the cutting edge. And what you see is this corporate social responsibility more recently, and also especially in movies, but other places, is that they are really pushing diversity. Like they're getting rid of, especially in the comic book, they're getting rid of all the white superheroes and replacing them with minorities, non-whites. Because they've ran out of ideas. They don't know, they can't come up with anything truly new, creative, or genuinely outside the box because, frankly, business people don't have the intelligence. They really don't. I'm not trying to slam on business people. I'm trying to tell you business people. They just don't have the intelligence. And they don't have the work ethic. They're lazy. That's why they went into business and not engineering. So instead of coming up with something truly new and revolutionary, a Tesla, an Edison, a Benjamin Franklin, a Henry Ford, it's marketing, it's gimmickry, it's labeling things, it's bullshit. And lean is just the most recent example. It's been around for a while. It's common sense. Really? We should get rid of the fat? We should try to make more with less? That's common sense. That's all it's ever been. That's all it's ever been. I mean, shit, you do it every day with a personal budget, and you don't need to take a fucking class. I guarantee you the fucking Lean Institute has some bullshit certificate. I saw they had their workshops in their classes. It's bullshit. It's almost like, and I don't mean to slam on the pickup community, especially if you're a professional one that gives lessons, because some men need it. But honest to God, hit the gym, lose the weight, lose the glasses, get a decent haircut. If you're bald, shave it. Don't fucking toupee it. Don't comb it over. It's common shit sense that you don't need to take classes for. It doesn't need to be academicized, codified. You don't need to make a fucking class or degree or certification or workshop out of it. You just fucking don't. So Simon, no, you're not wrong. You're right. These are a bunch of cocksucking parasite leeches and lampreys. I guarantee you, if I ever met these people, I mean, this is, look, it's all of consulting. It really is. This is why asshole consulting does so well, because the only thing that isn't being sold is truth, direct, blunt honesty, and efficiency. Most of the consulting industry, if not all of it, is based on making your client feel good about themselves, making them feel smart, so they'll keep buying more consulting from you. That's it. And you don't ever really want to solve the problem. You want to be like special ed teachers. You don't want to be strict with the kid and kick his ass and make him or her like get their shit together and then leave. You wouldn't have a job. You want them to be on ADHD, DHD, and Ritalin and have social anxiety and all this other bullshit. So it's perpetuating future business. That is the business goal of consultants. Never solve the problem, only treat it. Okay? So, yeah, you're right. You're not crazy. You're not stupid. And it may not make your job any better, but you know what? At least the sanity comes with it. And I cannot emphasize that enough, Simon. Please listen to me. If I could have gone back to myself when I was a teenager, I was 21, and I was interning at what was going to turn out to be Wells Fargo. And I was doing all this work for my boss, and it was like high-end level economics stuff, which I was fine with because like I cut my teeth and really learned a lot, and I was pretty good at it. And it turns out that I was doing her job. And if I had just gone back, and I thought, like, it didn't make any sense. Why? Who would do this? Oh, my God. Everybody in business does it because they're fucking idiots. They're scum. You're not insane. So like I said, if I could go back to myself and say, look, here's how it is. These people are all fucking idiots. Seriously, this is a big reason why I wrote my new book, Curse of the High IQ, because it's going to save you the sanity, decades worth of sanity to know, you know what, my boss is an idiot. These consultants are cocksuckers. They really aren't smarter than me. And all I gotta do is shut the fuck up, keep my head down, and get my fucking paycheck. Alright? This is not a rewarding experience. My career's not gonna be mentally stimulating like all women think it's gonna be. I'm just gonna suck it up, bend over, spread my ass cheeks, lube it up, make it as painless as possible, check my brain out, collect my fucking money, and then go live my life. That's it. So, yeah, lean management, 100% bullshit. 100% bullshit. But all consulting, bar this asshole consulting world and some other truly genuine consultants that they're kind of hired guns. They're really in-your-face, old, grumpy men, kind of gunslingers. It's all bullshit. So don't let it ruin your day. Don't listen to them. And, don't fight it. Just don't fight it. And if you want... like, if you really want to change things, you really got it, I'll mail you a business card of mine, all right? Or you send your boss my website. Or I'll fuck shit up. I'll make things damn fucking lean because I don't mind cutting out all the fat. And that includes the politically connected fat to the CEO, all right? Those 5 secretaries that are sucking his dick, he doesn't need 5 secretaries. He doesn't need his dick sucked. This is work time, not dick suck time. You get rid of 4 of them, we're keeping the fattest, ugliest one because she's the fastest worker. I will make that fucking bank efficient and lean. And I will make sure it does not crash or get exposed during a housing bubble. But that wasn't the point of business now, was it? Anyway, best of luck out there to you, Simon. Toodles.